A neighborhood dispute that included an ominous threat ends with one person dead and a woman in critical condition.
And the victim's husband says they were driving to court for a hearing on that dispute. But before they could get there, John Kendall pulled up next to them in their car and shot his wife in the face. Now, Kendall then led police on a chase, a manhunt through Clark County, before he eventually killed himself. And Tim Becker digging deeper into finding out what led up to all this violence.
And Tim, I know that you discovered the shooter has actually threatened to kill this couple before.
Yeah, at one point I found out that is true, and I found that out from documents that I dug up here at the courthouse earlier today. You know, they have been at odds actually now for a couple of years. In March, it was Erich Mounce, he's the husband of the woman who was shot, that filed a lawsuit against John Kendall, claiming, among other things, that he was renting out rooms in his house to renters, and that's against their neighborhood rules. Well, the feud has been escalating ever since, and it all came to a head this morning, the same day they both had a 10 a.m. court date here.
We heard, that there was some tension, but it never, got spread, I think, any farther than between John and his neighbors.
John Kendall lived right next door to Erich Mounce. Most neighbors knew they were feuding, that Mounce had filed this lawsuit against Kendall for violating several different HOA rules.
Basically, the only thing I'd really heard is he was renting out his property and he shouldn't have been under their HOA guidelines.
The lawsuit also claims Kendall ran a vacuum cleaner business out of his house, that his renters' cars were frequently left on the street for more than 24 hours, and that he built an unapproved shed in his backyard, all in violation of the neighborhood's covenant of conditions and restrictions.
I haven't really spoke to the guy that much in anything, but from what I had heard, he was not supposed to be doing that. So, yeah, that led to the terrible choices he had made today.
He was a very positive person, so we never got the impression that something like this could be a potential.
Turns out it was. Abigail Mounce is in critical condition after being shot in the face, 4 months after her husband filed this protection order against Kendall. In it, Mounce's chilling account of a conversation between the two homeowners, Kendall telling him, if you continue to move forward with this case, you and your wife are going to be 6 feet under. It's going to be one of those sad stories you see on the news.
Definitely a shocker. Definitely. We didn't see this coming at all, and it seems incompatible for sure that something, such a good man.
Well, I also found out that last month, a judge ordered Kendall to evict all of his renters. He didn't do that. The deadline came to pass, and, well, he was due in court this morning to face charges of contempt. Live in Vancouver, Tim Becker, KOIN 6 News.